The length of this tour is about 15.5 miles. The furthest away from Orpington High Street will be 6 miles, and the journey took 43 minutes on a Tuesday afternoon in the second heatwave in the summer of 2025. Orpington is a small suburban town in southeast England on the border between London and the North Kent countryside. Today's tour from Orpington takes us through Chelsfield Village and over Well Hill. Then we go past Lullingstone Country Park and drive into Eynsford. From there we cross into Farningham, before heading to Crockenhill via Sparepenny Lane, then along the edge of St Mary Cray and back to Orpington. As always, let's start outside the Walnuts shopping centre, in the middle of Orpington High Street.
High Street, Orpington.
Once again, to help us get to the more interesting parts, most of our journey will be at about twice the normal speed. This will be another escape that we access via Court Road. We could turn left and join it from Spur Road, but I like to add variety to my journeys, so this time we're going to see what Park Avenue is like.
Orpington War Memorial. Sevenoaks Road. Park Avenue.
We shall be slowing down for the best parts, but for some of the main roads we're going to go a bit faster.
Court Road. Chelsfield.
Court Road, also known as the Orpington Bypass, divides Chelsfield. The train station and shops are about a mile away on the right, but today we are visiting Chelsfield Village.
Warren Road.
This busy entrance to the village is very narrow, so be prepared for oncoming traffic.
Bucks Cross Road.
On our left is Chelsfield Park Hospital.
Horsted Lane. Rock Hill. Well Hill. Redmond's Lane. Shoreham.
Ahead of us, we can see the iconic lavender fields of Castle Farm. The scent in the air is absolutely amazing. Coming up on our right is Castle Farm, which dates back to the early 1600s and was developed on the site of a Norman castle. It's now famous as the largest lavender farm in the UK and is open to the public for a range of seasonal activities.
Castle Road.
The farm shop is great for local artisan crafts and gifts, as well as a range of lavender products direct from the farm.
Lullingstone Country Park.
The park is famous for its wildlife walking trails and activities across stunning landscapes, and its collection of ancient trees, orchids and wildflowers. If you venture to the north side of the park, you'll find Lullingstone Roman Villa, with mosaics and rare Roman wall paintings.
Eynsford. Shoreham Road. Station Road.
There's been a settlement here in Eynsford since Anglo-Saxon times, and the Norman castle was built in the 1080s, but all that remains are the ruins of the curtain wall and a few internal buildings. On our left is the gorgeous ford that crosses the River Darent. Large vehicles have to drive through it, but cars can become trapped, so it's safer to use the bridge if you can.
High Street.
It's a beautiful and very popular shaded spot for picnics and paddling in the clean and shallow river, but it can get very busy in the summer.
Eynsford Road. Farningham.
If we were to continue, we could head towards Swanley or Dartford, or Brands Hatch and West Kingsdown.
High Street.
Discoveries made in Farningham date back to Neolithic and Roman times. It became a significant coaching stop on the way to the port town of Folkestone, and later became a favourite trout fishing spot for Charles Dickens.
Sparepenny Lane.
Sparepenny Lane earned its name in the 18th century because it offered a way to avoid the costly toll roads, saving a penny, and it gives us great views across the Darent Valley. On our left is a memorial to Flight Lieutenant James Patterson from New Zealand, who died when his Spitfire crashed in Sparepenny Lane in 1940.
Eynsford.
If I could point a camera further to the left, we would get a great view of the ruins of Eynsford Castle. If we were to continue ahead and turn right, we could follow the road to the Roman villa, or if we turned left, we would find ourselves on the other side of the ford crossing.
Crockenhill Lane.
As always, be prepared for oncoming traffic, horses, cyclists or farm vehicles while driving along these narrow country lanes.
Crockenhill. Eynsford Road.
Turning left down Church Road would eventually lead us back to Well Hill.
Main Road.
Turning right onto Broadway would take us into Swanley Town Centre.
Cray Road.
Crockenhill began as far back as 1388 as a hamlet called Crockenhill, which refers to the pottery kiln that was here, and the local clay used to make tiles for the surrounding areas, which is where Tyler's Green Road gets its name.
St Mary Cray, Crockenhill Road. Walden's Road. Cockmannings Road. Waldenhurst Road.
People have lived in this area since prehistoric times, and St Mary Cray evolved from a Saxon settlement called South Cray, which is named after the River Cray, from the Saxon word krecker, which means brook. It developed into a market town in the 1200s, with many fruit farms and hop fields, and after the Industrial Revolution it became known for its paper mills and brewing industries.
Renton Drive.
Most of the old factory sites have now been replaced by retail parks and private and social housing, and today our route takes us along the eastern edge for our approach into Orpington. Turning right would take us towards St Mary Cray High Street and the Carlton Parade.
Chelsfield Lane.
Petton Grove on the right would take us through the Ramsden Estate and towards the north end of Orpington High Street.
Orpington. Avalon Road.
On our right is the Bromley Beacon Academy. Quick access to the main roads makes this a great location for our fire station.
Court Road. Spur Road. Gravel Pit Way.
Gravel Pit Way might not be the most attractive road in Orpington, but there's a handy, less well-known car park with access to the high street on our left.
Homefield Rise. High Street.
I hope you enjoyed this escape from Orpington. It's also a great town to come home to, so look out for escape number 4.